actually the key for the developer is how they deal with it. The developer says to you, I did a development, nothing went wrong, or went completely as planned. It's a bit of a red flag, because stuff does go wrong, and it's about the developer's ability to fix things and deal with stuff. If stuff is late, they can bring things forward. Now, some things are difficult to deal with. So if you're working in Leicester and you're digging up a car park and you find Richard III, that's a real spanner in the works. But actually, day-to-day things, when you go in the ground, you find pipes and stuff like that, and you deal with it. Now, let's say something's going wrong longer term. You should, as an investor, you should be keeping up with those updates, and you should know what's going on, and you should be talking then to the investor and asking to the fundraiser and asking questions. How are you going to deal with this? What is it going to mean? Depending on the type of investment, will vary what that means to your investment. Whether it's a loan with a charge and a fixed return over a fixed period of time, whether it's equity, which can be affected by projects doing better, could even get more, or doing worse, you may get less. And that's part of your risk assessment before you invest.
Can I just add to that? So in terms of our loan projects, we're taking security on behalf of the lenders. So we wouldn't add 50 people onto a charge, you can't do that. But as a trustee, we will add a charge to that project. So if we understand that something is not right, we will take effect if we need to. We had one project which was 2 months late, but we were in negotiations with the fundraiser and all the investors, and we negotiated access to those 2 months of funding. And the investors got more as a result of it. Because sometimes it makes sense not to get involved and just let it run its course, because development finance in this, refinance in this case just took a little bit longer. On equity, it is harder because in theory, once the raise is done and all of that, we absolutely pay tax on projects. Sometimes projects are just late. We've had some projects on our platform that are a year late, but actually there are valid reasons for it, because they've gone back to planning and got an extra floor. If you're looking at another 3 flats in London, central London, it's worth it. Do you see what I mean? So those types of things will all come out in the wash.
So I can't answer as a crowdfunder, but I can answer as an investor developer. So yeah, you're absolutely right. Things can go wrong, Dennis. However, as investor developers, what you really got to check is the track record of the investor developer that you're dealing with. How many times have you actually met them? How have you checked their behavior? How many people trust them? What are they actually doing? So all these things you should be checking. Now, should I share some real examples? Yeah.
Yes, please.
I'll share one example then. Probably one of the worst case scenarios as a developer. So these are moments when, 99% of the time is totally fine, but you do get the odd occasion when there are shaky moments. It's when your hands are shaking, I've noticed, and you can't stop your legs shaking, where it gets a bit worried. So shall I share with you a situation such as that?
Yeah.
All right. So we did a development where, oh, by the way, would you all agree that we're all learning all the time?
Yes.
Yeah, what I've noticed is that people call me an experienced investor. We do 10 to 70 projects every month. However, what I've learned about learning is that it's lifelong, and as long as I'm alive, I will be learning. Are you hearing me at the back, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. So we did a development where I had my project manager, a lovely guy, in his senior ages, with a lot of experience. He's been in the field for 40 plus years, doing work for other people, project managing, structural engineer by trade. He had the architect hat on as well. And I had this chap run my project for me, development, full-on development, demolish a building, and rebuild building an A1 usage, 285 square meter A1 usage commercial premises, and 3 premium flats with 6 car parking spaces at the back. And actually, in the end, we actually got some retrospective planning to build an office as well at the back. However, coming back to the beginning of the story, what actually happened was, project manager, the time frame was meant to be 12 months. the loan that we had from RBS was meant to be there for 12 months, and that was then going to be converted into a long-term product, 15 years. What happened, and although as developers, as competent developers, we build in and de-risk as much as we possibly can. So you build in layers of de-risking at every single level. As you guys know, Michelle mentioned I train people. I've got good people here who I'm a trusted guide for, who are doing these projects. And some of the key points that we find they have problems with is they come along to me and say, Cam, here are the build costs. Yet they've got all the build costs wrong. It's not their fault. They just unfortunately haven't got experience in that field, right? Not in life, but they haven't got experience in that particular field. And what we do is we sit down together and we work them out to make sure that they're right. Profit margins, not having a profit margin actually in there, or a sustainable profit margin, especially as people might head towards a recession. Things to be aware of. Teams, timescale. But what I hadn't factored in this project was that my project manager, who actually was a one-man band who had handed everything to, was actually going to pass away 9 months through the project. I hadn't factored that in. And he had everything. He had the drawings. His PA was his secretary. He was a lovely chap, really bubbly. So, I called her up and I was joking. I said, I haven't seen John for a little while. What's he done? Is he flown off somewhere? What's he doing? And she said, haven't you heard? He had a stroke and he passed away. Now, first of all, it was such a shock. For those of you who can relate to, your personal situations, maybe you can relate to me. But then, I thought about the project. What was I going to do? Project went well over time. It went into 18 months. And as it went into 18 months, with RBS, if you're borrowing over $500,000, it actually goes into their global department, their global section, whatever they call it. And when it goes into the global section, it's over £500,000. What happens is you get a specialist manager. A specialist manager, guys, shall I clarify what that means?
Yes. Yeah.
A specialist manager means that you're 6 weeks away from repossession. Yeah. We can laugh about it right now. Trust me, it wasn't very funny back then. So the specialist manager turns up. Right, developments over time. Now, this is the thing, what I'm sharing with you. Developers got to know what they're doing. So what we had done was, although the project was over time, we kept up with all the payments. In fact, what we've been doing, we'd actually put a buffer in there, and we'd be paying them 10% more each time. So actually, we were ahead of the payments, if I'm making sense, guys. Yeah? So we were ahead of the payments, we had that, we buffered it, and we had done some of the project. So when he came along, the specialist manager, I didn't really know what to say in that moment. So I just said what came to my heart, and that was, I'm sorry, forgive me, it's my responsibility and it's my fault. I didn't factor in that my project manager was going to die 9 months into the project. Yes, we got the numbers right. Yes, there's a good profit margin. Yes, we got the time scale right. Yes, we're ahead of payments with you, but I didn't factor that in. And do you know what he said to me?
What?
He said, Cam, I'm going to help you. First thing he did was froze our payments for 6 months. He didn't have to, but he did. Now, annoyingly, he'd call me up every 2 to 3 days asking the same question. He'd ask me the same information every 2 to 3 days. Now, in his experience, what would happen is eventually developers would lose their patience. But I didn't, because I learned how to breathe deeply. Answer the question again and again and again. Cut a long story short, we got through the project. It took us around 20 months. We completed it. There was a nice profit margin in there. We got to know each other really well. He really helped me through the project. And then I got an email saying, I'm reducing your rate, just out of the blue, by another 1.5%. I was shocked by that, but I wasn't going to question that. Would you guys question that? Would you agree that you wouldn't question that?
No.
And then a week later, we got a message saying that he's leaving the bank. And then the penny dropped. That's what he did. So in my experience, that's kind of a very drastic situation, but those things can happen. Very rare if you've got people guiding you, assisting you, and you've got some experience, or if you haven't got experience, get some experience. Find people that are willing to share experience with you, and you'll get it right. But there will be some minor challenges. Usually, the time scale is one of them, and the other couple I've mentioned, haven't I?
Thank you. And in that, there was quite a few